self-serving bias. I'm going to talk about these three because all of the rest of them really boil down to these three. So the self-serving bias it's a self-esteem protective mechanism. It's an evolutionary mechanism. So the way it works is if good things happen to me, I attribute it to myself.
Of course.
If bad things happen to me, I attribute it to things outside of myself. So I apply for a job, I try and get the job, I don't get the job. I don't get the job because I blame it on all these other factors. And it helps me with the challenge to get the job so that I can eat.
Mm.
That's why it's important. The mini me bias, which is also a bias, it's you basically pick people that are like you in hiring. Now, why is that also evolutionary? Because back in the caveman days, if the other tribes weren't like us, they would likely steal our food and our women and our children. So we would pick we wouldn't let other tribes be in our tribe unless they looked like us or were like
Mhm,
us.
mhm,
So
mhm.
again, it's evolutionary. Now, this third bias, your brain has a negative bias. So in the book, and everyone that knows me knows, I only talk about positive things. And there are two reasons why. Well, actually, three. One is because your brain has a negative bias. If you see five things, it will look at all those five things negatively. It's biased to the negative always. Okay, now, but if you know that and you understand what the reticular activation system is doing, you have to, when you have a negative experience, you have to reframe that experience always in the positive, even if it
Mm,
was negative, because you're retraining your RAS filter to then only see positive things, because then it will change the way the brain see and experience things to only experience positive things. And I want to have my life awesome.
right,
And
right.
the other reason